Do you find yourself constantly frustrated by your lack of motivation to work out, to eat healthy, to do all the things that you know are good for you? If so, then stick around because I'm going to be diving into the real key behind motivation so you can finally get to your fitness and weight loss goals. And if you're new here, I'm Coach Mack, founding health coach of Running with Bacon. As you can tell by the name, we cover all things that are fun and health related. And it's where I help women feel like themselves again via fitness, one small step at a time. Because you're human, I know that you are no stranger to issues with motivation. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. It comes and goes. It's fleeting. It's there when you don't need it. It's not there when you do need it. What the heck? Plus, we can occasionally listen to our favorite pump-up jam or a really motivational video, and we are ready to run through a brick wall. And then other days, those exact same tactics, nothing. Crickets. But all of that sums up why we can't count on motivation to work out or to eat healthier, to go to bed on time, any of those healthy things that we know are good for us. But when there's the Real Housewives reunion on, reunion every time. Motivation goes out the window. So if motivation is fleeting, then what can we count on? What can we count on to get us to do the thing, whatever the thing is? Working out, eating the salad, going for the walk, washing your face at night for your skincare routine. What is it that we can count on to have us do the thing, right? Here's the secret to motivation. Motivation actually comes after we get into action. Traditionally, we think that getting started or taking action comes after this brilliant source of motivation hits us. It's the other way around. Motivation comes after taking action. I'll say it again. Motivation comes after we get into action. Most of the time we sit around and we wait for motivation to just hit us, but it doesn't usually happen that way. What happens is we do something to get started. We put on our sneakers, we go to the kitchen, whatever it is, we do something that then gets the ball rolling. You've heard of inertia, right? That whole objects at rest, stay at rest kind of thing. It's true, which is why we have to overcome that object at rest inertia by taking action. And only then do we have the momentum that carries us to motivation to keep going. So the secret to motivation, it's just getting started. And now, before you're like, whoa, Coach Mack, getting started is my whole problem. I don't have the motivation to get started. Let me stop you right there because I'm not talking about starting the workout or eating the whole salad or starting a week of meal planning or this huge big thing. I am talking about getting started with the smallest, tiniest action that will get the ball rolling, that will help you overcome that inertia. These small actions are borrowing from the principles of my habit gurus. They don't know that they're mine, but they are. BJ Fogg has what he calls tiny habits. That's his entire behavior change model is built around these small actions. And then James Clear, who's another habit guru, like I said, he also has what he calls the 2-minute rule, which is when you are starting a new habit or a new behavior, start with something that takes 2 minutes or less. You will actually do it because it almost seems silly not to do it. If it takes less than 2 minutes, it's like, why wouldn't I just go ahead and do that, right? If you want to go for a walk, instead of thinking to yourself, I just have to go for a walk, that's my start, just start walking. Nope. Start with just putting on your sneakers. If your thing is doing a workout, instead of pressing play on the workout itself, instead of that, say, I'm gonna change into my workout clothes. Or even if your thing is to make a salad for lunch, that seems like a really big thing. You have to take everything out, cut up the chicken, maybe cook the bacon if you've got bacon on your salad. You have to do so much to do that, and it's a big thing to start. But what about if your first thing to start is you just go to the kitchen and you pull out the lettuce and go from there? That's your start. Pick the smallest thing that you can do to get started. Momentum and motivation will follow. Because when we have a big action in mind, we need big inertia to get going. But when we have small actions in mind, we need small inertia to get going. So break it down into the smallest action that you can take to get started on your thing, and then let the momentum carry you into motivation. Let the motivation follow the action. Once you're already doing it, you're like, oh, I'm doing the damn thing. I'm doing this. And so that in and of itself, the feeling that you can do it is motivation enough to keep doing it. And so a great way to keep these small actions, small inertias adding up is to think about what your thing is in your head. And then think of all the little things that it takes to get there. So I'll give you my example. After work is when I work out. I would love to be a morning worker-outer, but it is just not in the cards for me right now. So I work out after work. It's working from home. It's kind of like my commute after work is I have 3 steps. I shut down my laptop, which means I close all my browser windows, all the things, shut down my laptop. I fill up my Bubba cup, like my big old water cup that is my workout water cup. And then I come upstairs to change my clothes. Those are my 3 steps, my 3 small things that get me over the hump, even after a long work day that I'm sitting there going, ugh, the last thing I want to do is work out right now. Those 3 steps get me into motion. They overcome the inertia of me staying at rest and not doing a workout. They get me going. And by the time I've changed my clothes, I am motivated to work out because I'm already in the process of working out. There is no more inertia to overcome. I'm doing it. So I just let momentum carry me. And the same law of inertia that says objects at rest stay at rest also says objects in motion stay in motion. So use that motion, that momentum to keep going so you don't have to rely on motivation to get started. Do the very smallest thing to get started. So now it's your turn. In the comments below, I want you to put what your first tiny, smallest step is that you are going to do to overcome your inertia. Remember, small action, small inertia. So leave a comment with yours, and maybe you'll give someone else an idea of what their small action could be too. If you are having trouble thinking of your small action, I will go ahead and link Fit in 5 below in the description on this video. You can download it, it's totally free, and it will get you started. If you are constantly saying that you don't have time, this will open your eyes to the power of what such a short amount of time can do. All you have to do is get started. If you found this video helpful, be sure to give it a like, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, and you can even pass it on to a friend or family who is struggling with motivation themselves.